All right, guys, we are here. We are queer. All right. It is day 16. I was telling my girlfriend this morning that it's been really awesome knowing what day it is. Like, I sit down to journal and I'm like, oh, I know the date because I vlog every day and I have to make a thumbnail. Dumb ADHD things, but today was a good day. I made content pretty much all day long. Dropping some hot shorts this week on YouTube, so look out for that. Listened to a great podcast while I went to the gym, and just had OCD therapy or group therapy, and then a collective healing session with the Powerhouse. And man, my life is so full these days, you know? And that's a good thing and a bad thing sometimes. Or sometimes it can feel like a lot. And I think some of the things I was avoiding, not just by using, but also like for a while I was avoiding content creation and getting back into something I really loved because I knew it would take over my entire freaking life. And it has. And like most of the time, that's a really good thing. I would say it's really only a small part of me that is just like, oh, I have to vlog, or like, oh, I have to go to this thing. You know, and usually once I'm there and doing it, it's absolutely fine. So, but yeah, I don't know. I just, my life is so full. Like every day I'm getting to do amazing things. Like I can't even believe like the shit I get to do every day. And I feel like it's just a matter of time before everything clicks into place financially. And yeah, I've been feeling really good. Oh, I did an astrology session this morning. I forgot about that. But like, that was amazing. It was like an hour of straight, like she was reading my chart. Straight just like confirmation of everything I've known and know to be true, like, and intuitively have been feeling. And so one, it was like, yeah, very affirming as far as like my own intuition. Like I'm literally doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, like exactly down to a T to what my birth chart says. And like a lot of people I think are like, oh, like astrology. Like I've actually done sessions with other astrologers. This was the best one I've had by far. And the cool fact is she was my nanny as a baby, so she remembers like holding me in her arms. But the cool thing about this one was like she didn't ask me any questions. Like she just dove in. Like this is the chart. Like she might have asked like one or two questions the entire time. Like it wasn't like there was no part of me that was like, oh, she's just basing this off of what I just told her I'm struggling with. She didn't even ask anything like that. Like it was like just straight into like this is what the chart says, and all of it was so relevant, and a lot of it was about self-expression, like my sort of like path through life or like my next evolution, and just like what I'm meant to be doing is like self-expressing my truths, my wisdom, like that I have a lot of intuitive gifts, and that I have a lot of like yeah, I guess just like insights and wisdom to share, and that I need to be expressing those. So like I feel like this YouTube is right in line with that. I feel like even my TikTok and like other platforms, I've started expanding what I'm doing on there and like really just letting myself have fun. Like she talked about inner child stuff and like getting over my perfectionism of like not being good enough and making what I want to make because it feels good for me to make it, and not comparing myself to other people. I still obviously still struggle with that. Like she brought up a lot of stuff around like comparison and like comparison and like needing to really let that go, that wound of like not good enough. And I've known that's my wound for a hot minute now, like a few years. I did some coaching with someone, and I have a process I can use to like move through those emotions when they come up. So like I'm definitely going to be doing that even more. But yeah, all this to say, like I'm feeling so aligned, which is really cool. Like it's so cool to be like doing what I'm meant to be doing when I'm meant to be doing it, and like just taking my own like advice or like guidance, like listening to myself deeply and not questioning it so much, and really like leaning into what I know to be true. Like I feel like, and she talked about it being a past life that I was like, maybe I like said something and got either hurt or shut down for that. Like, and that's why it's so important for me in this life to like speak my truth and like self-express. I don't know if I believe in past lives, but even just looking at my like childhood and like adolescence, like I felt like that. Like I felt like I was an embarrassment. That was like my wound from childhood, was that I was an embarrassment. I was too much. I was too loud, too sensitive, too whatever, too dramatic, and all these things. And so this transformation for me has been about like really coming into like and embracing who I am and stepping into like loving all those parts instead of pushing them down and pushing away from them, like stepping into like who I was born to be. So man, yeah, it was just really affirming and really cool. I'm super grateful to Rachelle. I'll put her link to her website down below in case anyone is looking for an astrology reading right now, because it was really good. Like, probably the best I've ever had, and I've tried a few people. And yeah, I made some content like that got me fired up. And then the podcast I listened to, which I'll also link, was with a coach that I've worked with who, like, she's the one that like changed things for me, like took me from I'm healing to I'm whole, you know, like that gap. And that I've been coming back to a lot lately of like I'm focusing too much on fixing and healing and not enough on knowing like that I'm already whole. And I truly believe that. It doesn't mean I don't have problems in my life. It doesn't mean I don't have things I'm working through. Like, we're humans having a human experience, but like I know even just based on meditation and becoming aware of my consciousness, like if you work with Sam Harris at all in the Waking Up app, like you've experienced glimpses of, for any length of time, you have to, do it for a while, but like I've certainly experienced glimpses of consciousness, of like the thing that is unchanged underneath everything else. And so I kind of believe that's also like maybe where our like soul or divinity is. And like, so anyways, I feel like there's like a pure part of us. There's a part of us that is unchanged and whole and can't be touched, And that was what I was trying to get to. That's what I've been trying to get to for like the last 10 years. And what started my whole journey was like I was hurt by someone and needed to forgive them. And my coach used to say things like that, like, what if there's a part of you that is whole and never been harmed? And I used to be like, what? What do you mean? Of course I was harmed. Like, someone did this thing to me and stuff. So anyways, I've just really been coming back to that line of thinking. I've been reading The Course in Miracles and Gabby's book, and that's been helping a lot with that too. So definitely recommend those. And yeah, apparently because of my sun and moon signs both being, and I was born on a new moon, and my sun and moon signs both being like dark, I basically like my moods and stuff go with the moon cycles. So every 2.5 days, I'm kind of in a different place. So that explains the roller coaster in the dark we've been on. So yeah, I think that's what I used to avoid and numb out of and try to get rid of. And I'm excited to try to step into that more and be in flow with it instead of running away from it. So that is it for today. I love y'all. Thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up. And keep going down your journey, whatever that is. It's for you, so don't neglect it. And I'll see you tomorrow.